Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking, where we create the dream 1 mile at a time. Today we're going to be asking the question, how much can you make at Mercer Transportation in 1 week? And we're getting started right now. At this point, I've been with Mercer for about 10 months. Mercer is actually a pretty good company. It's 100% owner-operator. You get 75% out of 98%. On the dry van side, you rent a trailer from them for like $675 a month. You also book your own loads. Now, you do have a coordinator that you can use if you want to, or you can choose to book all your own loads, or you can do a mixture of the two. Personally, book all my own loads. One of my strategies used to be I try to book a load every day, Monday through Friday, and then pick up a load on Friday, delivering on Monday. With the goal being, in this market, $5,500 a week, $1,000 a day during the weekdays, and then a $1,500 load on the weekend. So on the Mercer load board, you can set your radius up for up to 999 miles. And so what I do now is I'll set my radius up for 999 miles, and I'll try to take a look at whatever, I'll try to, sometimes a week out, and I'll try to find that load that's paying the most, gross wise, even if it's 600, 700, 8 miles away. If it's over $1.50 with the deadhead and the all miles in, I'll go and deadhead to get it. Now, of course, I'll try to find a load connecting me to that load, but sometimes I'm able to do that, sometimes I'm not. So on average, if I stay out like 4 weeks at a time, I would say on average I could probably do about between 4,000 and 4,500 a week. So that's about how I've done here so far. It might be different for you. That might be different for other owner-operators. If you're talking about, your business model or whatever, everybody's business model is different. Everybody's expenses are different. But that 4,800 or 4,500 or 4,000 is all to the truck. Now, obviously, you take out fuel and whatever deductions, whatever, but that's after Mercer's percentage. So my best week at Mercer was just under $8,000 in 1 week. And so basically what happened was I took a load going down to Miami. Normally I don't go to Miami. Actually, this is my first time ever going to Miami in a truck or period. Never been to Miami before. But I picked up a load of cabinets and doors out of Tennessee that actually made it worth going down there. So I get down there and I'm looking at the load board. I see a load about a little over 600 miles away near Charleston, South Carolina. It's picking up and it's going to Nebraska. It was some military paraphernalia or whatever. And it was paying $4,731. No, actually, I'm sorry, it was going to Grand Forks, North Dakota. The rate per mile was $2.93. After deadhead and all-in miles, the load was still paying $2.02 a mile. So even with me deadheading 600 miles to get that load, and with the actual miles, the load still paid $2.02 after it was all said and done. Now that $4,700 already was more than, like I said, my average. I was already $700 above my average. So with that, hey, I've already had a good week. I've already made, my money, whatever. I picked that load up on a Wednesday. It did not have to be delivered until Friday. There was a window. I can drop it off as early as Wednesday or as late as Friday. My intentions were to drop it off by Wednesday, Thursday morning at the latest, but I ran into some truck mechanical issues and had to get that taken care of. Luckily, it only cost me a few hours and I was able to get back on the road and continue heading up to North Dakota. So anyways, I made it up to North Dakota. It was either Thursday, I think it was Thursday. Made it up to North Dakota on Thursday and dropped that load off, and then I deadheaded to Brainerd, Minnesota. I think it was about a 200-mile deadhead to get there. The load was going from Banner, Minnesota to Saratoga, Florida. $3,175.81, 1,680 miles. So I was paying $1.89 per mile. After the deadhead and all miles included, I was right at $1.76 per mile. For that week, I grossed $7,906. Paid miles was 3,295. All miles was 4,146. Paid miles altogether was $1.78 per mile. Again, I picked that load up on a Monday, and I think I picked the first load up on Monday, delivered on Thursday, picked up the next load on Friday, and I delivered it on Sunday. Now, if you include the deadhead, my reset, when I did that reset in Miami, I left on Sunday, heading up to South Carolina. I left on Sunday, deadheading to Charleston to pick up that load that was going to North Dakota. So that's 7 days, you know, from Sunday. So you can say Sunday to Sunday, or you can say from Monday to Sunday. So that was my best week that I've had at Mercer. I mean, it was a great week. I loved it. I paid myself $1,000, and I pretty much put everything else in the maintenance account. And thank goodness, because just 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had to put the truck in the shop, and it cost me about $6,000, a little over $6,000. So if I can get a week like that every week, man, that'd be awesome. You know, but obviously that's not realistic in this environment. But heck, even if I can get a load like that, a run like that once a week, I'm sure it'd be once a month, that would be awesome. But yeah, so, you know, just remember that don't always just go with the load that's paying the most or the load that's the closest. You know, if you're coming to Mercer, I mean, just, you know, make it a part of your, put in your toolbox, you know. If you can find a load that's gonna take care of you for the rest of the week, that's gonna at least meet your minimum revenue, go ahead and get that load. Because you just never know how the rest of the week is gonna go. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, consider subscribing. And as always, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. And last but not least, stay smooth, my friend.